Welcome to Rapids Bowling Center in Niagara Falls, New York. This is Summer BTC Live. Here are the top four finalists for tonight's Stepladder Finals. The number 4 seed from Niagara Falls, New York, DJ Chapman. The number 3 seed from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jon McDowell. The number 2 seed from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Preston Smith. And our defending champion from West Seneca, New York is Connor Nowak. Those are your finalists for Summer BTC Live. And welcome everybody back here to Rapids Bowling Center in Niagara Falls. Stepladder Finals of Summer BTC Live coming your way. Our defending champion, Connor Nowak. If you didn't catch Show 1, a tremendous finals match against Michael Obernesser, striking out in the 10th frame to become our first champion. He's back to try to defend his crown. 3 new bowlers trying to take that crown away from him in our first match, throwing their final practice shots. DJ Chapman against Jon McDowell. Winner of that match against Preston Smith. Winner takes on Nowak. Saw a quick look at your lane conditions there. Let's take a look at what the players are bowling on. It's a 44-foot pattern. This pattern is called U-Bowlaby. It's a pattern from the Swedish Bowling Federation. 3.24 to 1 ratio. It's been medium scoring all day. We used this pattern last summer on one of our Summer BTC Live events at Mawitz's Island Lanes in Grand Island. Surface difference from there to here. And so this was a unique chance to give a little bit of variety on a pattern that the bowlers had seen one other time at Island Lanes. It's a very new pro-anvilane surface. Very little friction there. This is an HPL synthetic surface here. I'm sure you could find centers that have had HPL installed for longer than this center, so I think this is probably a medium in terms of the particular synthetic itself. Just the differences between the two, provided that variety to take a look at this pattern a second time that the bowlers had bowled on one other time. And what resulted was a different group of bowlers than the ones that made it when we bowled in this pattern previously. So some good variety for the bowlers. Medium scores, if the bowlers make good shots, there's some scores out there for them. If they don't, there's some penalties. And hey, what more can you ask for? So show 2 about to get underway. 2 of 3 shows tonight. And at the end of tonight, we're going to have a defending champion that moves on to our next set of shows, July 11th, at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. All of you out there that are watching along with us, thanks for being with us. Drop us a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. They help out the YouTube channel tremendously. We intend for this to be an interactive live stream for everybody. The live chat is open. Jump in there. Be a part of that with us as the show goes on. We're going to get ready here for match number 1. And it's Jon McDowell and DJ Chapman. The higher seed is Jon McDowell. Appears he's going to start this match. So he has chosen to bowl first. And here we go. Jon McDowell, if you're a fan of Beat the Champ, you've seen him many times on our shows, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Still looking for the first TV Beat the Champ win. He has won on Summer BTC Live last season at Cherry Laurel Lanes. Good shot there, requalified. And he's back. His opponent is DJ Chapman from here in Niagara Falls. 45-year-old player, self-employed. Lists his average as 196. I tend to guess that is probably in a sport league. I think DJ is a little bit higher level than 196 on a house shot. Out of the gates with a tough leave to start the 2-7 baby split. Former high school player at LaSalle High School here in the Niagara Falls area. Back-to-back state champs in the mid-90s. Bowled for Wichita State in college. Bunch of good fans in the chat already. Munhall, Pennsylvania, Idaho, Ooh, gets away with it on the outside to start. So again, if you watch regularly with our Storm Beat the Champ presented by Bowlers Mart series, you know that when we do our television shows, we have the full deal, the full set, and all those good things. Makes it quite an interesting experience, let's say, for the players, especially if they haven't been on television before. This is a bit of a smaller undertaking. Don't have the big video boards. So you put some cameras out there, some lights up, and tell people they're being watched coast to coast live. It is not the easiest thing in the world. Oh my goodness. So starts with the 2-7 and follows it up with the ever popular 1-4 combination. He made the 2-7 on the outside, so if he hits the same part of where he hit the tube, he's not going to make it. If he hits, he probably is going to make it if he hits the same place. I don't know. This is an interesting conversion, to say the least. And no. So 2 strike shots that did not hook as much as he expected. 2 spare shots that also did not hook as much as he expected. Again, we talked about this in the first show. Simply just perhaps a little bit of jitters to get going. And his opponent is experienced enough to not be feeling those same jitters. Jon McDowell bowled fantastic today. He led the second qualifying squad in the morning with a 700 set. Qualified 7th overall in the finals round with 654. Interestingly, in the 4 p.m. finals round, started with a run at 300 the first game for 288. Ended with a total of 654. Didn't exactly close strong. So, nice spare there. It's going to be a bit of a puzzle as to which Jon McDowell we've got here, because we've had 2 different ones. Today he shot 700 the first squad he bowled. He decided to bowl again for brackets. I think he struggled a bit more. I'm not sure what he had the next squad that he bowled overall. I know it wasn't 700 the first one. And then in the finals round, both ends of the spectrum, 280, 180, 180. Already approaching the 250 viewer mark on this stream. Again, thanks for everyone being here with us. And nighttime has reached us here in Niagara Falls. Let's see if DJ can produce a little bit more relaxed shot here in the 3rd. Sometimes that's all it is. It's just to kind of get your feet underneath you. So I think he liked that one a lot more. Want to mention that all these players, by making the telecast tonight, are now qualified to be in the 2027 Beat the Champ Invitational. That is our biggest event of the season. It's the event that wraps up our 2026-27 regular season. You cannot bowl in that event unless you make a finals show during the year on television or a Stepladder finals here on Summer BTC Live. Last year, that winner took home first place check of $2,250 and the Healy Miller Trophy. That was Justin Lyman. Justin bowled in our event today in the first squad. Did not make the finals. Expected Justin to be back competing in these events sooner than later. Jon McDowell just getting up in the 4th, waiting on a ball return here. Again, we are live. No commercial breaks in these matches. We're here with you until we crown a champion at the end of our 3rd match of this show. This is our 2nd of 3 Stepladder finals today. Again, our third of 3 shows there is on your screen now, is up at the conclusion of this one. McDowell back up now. Strike spare, double for Jon McDowell. This is average is 230. This is a player who's been on many shows with us here. He's with us almost every qualifier. He's almost always in the hunt. That looks pretty good. Can't argue with that one. DJ Chapman now up in the 5th frame. Career high series of 857. On his bio sheet, he lists 4,300 games. And a nice break. 6 takes us out to 10. The first 2 shots compared to those shots definitely did not look as comfortable as those did. Sixth frame now for Chapman. 13 pin deficit. He can cut that to 3 if he can strike here. Yes, sir. So is that little unsettled start going to be enough for Jon McDowell to carry into something, or is he back where he needs to be now? Appears that both players have a nice ball reaction. Almost 300 viewers on the stream. Where are we at on likes? Let's get a nice little like threshold. Good shot there. That didn't look like the best of racks either. 24 likes. We're almost at 300 viewers. We got to get those likes up there, everybody. Let's try to get back to that 100 mark in likes again. We love it. These are all separate videos. We do that so that those of you who are watching, we know a lot of you now are not watching live. You're watching on demand sometime after this was live. So we do that so we can keep the continuity of our series of shows for all those viewers in both formats. This one is left, and that's full penalty. So again, we talked about this lane pattern. Good shots, and you can have some scores. That one, not what he wanted, and full penalty with a split. Thought about throwing straight at it. Now he's going to hook at it. So door swings wide open. 156 through 7. Chapman working a 4-bagger. Daryl Bricato's in the chat. Welcome back, Daryl. Hope to have you back bowling with us again soon. Seventh frame. Chance for a 5-bagger. Very nice. Pin lead now for DJ Chapman. Winner of this match faces another young bowler. So many young, good bowlers we've had. Preston Smith from out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 18-year-old. This is pretty good. Gets 7 to go. So all of a sudden, Jon McDowell is in a spot here. Opponent got out of the gate slow. Now has a 6-bagger against him. Okay. $21 pins is the deficit for McDowell. Strike here, he can cut that down to 11. More importantly, this is the 9th frame. If he's going to have a chance, he's going to have to set this one up and hope for some help. And no. Instead of cutting that lead to 11, the lead goes to 23 without a strike up. And this is going to be advantage DJ Chapman. Got James in the chat, says that Preston just graduated high school a week ago. That is pretty awesome. He's had a nice day here. 698 in the finals round that advanced him to the show. Possible 226 for Jon McDowell. DJ Chapman. Possible much more than that. 267 if he could strike out here. And a smidge high. No worries. And looking good to advance on to that next match. We're over the 300 viewer mark for this show, and our likes are up to 60. Let's keep it rolling, everybody. Light for a 2-pin. Still is not going to be any trouble for him. Even if he doesn't make this, he's in the 230s. And Jon McDowell, the best he can do is 226. That is mathematical. And that is DJ Chapman advancing on. DJ just snuck in his morning qualifying session. I believe it was the 11:30 squad. No, he made it in the 1:30, the third of 3 squads, in a tie for the final qualifying spot. So he just hung on to even get into the finals round, and then had to bowl another nice round to get to here. And here he is, victorious in the first game. A nice 245. And his opponent, Jon McDowell, is, I think he is said, "I'm done." That is confirmed that Jon McDowell just told me I'm done. I said, "Are you done?" He said, "Yeah." Okay. So officially that's a 245 to, you know, I don't know. I guess it's 186. Either way, match 1 is in the books. Okay, John's going to bowl. Jon, your fans at home are very happy to watch you finish off this 10th frame. So I think Jon's now going to attempt a trick shot. So officially now this does count this shot as 0. So we're going to count that as a 0. I'm just going to give Jon 206. It's a 245 to victory for DJ Chapman. This is impressive. And, I'm sure Jon's going to be back for the Salamanca event. Seems to make television almost every time he qualifies for us. So it's Jon McDowell goes down to defeat in the first match. DJ Chapman is going to move on to face 18-year-old Preston Smith from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Preston's going to come in for some practice, and as he's doing that, let's take a look at the. Let's put up a full screen for our next show here. Our 9 p.m. Sorry, 9:15 is the original time it's scheduled for. Show 3. Summer BTC Live. This is show 2. If you are watching live, all you have to do is stay on your stream. You're going to be automatically redirected to the next show. If you're watching it on demand, then when you're done watching show 2 Stepladder Finals, go and click on that show 3 Stepladder Finals and make it a full run of shows. Practice time now for the second match. Working through a few kinks here as we get ready for game number 2. And we're gonna get a look at a new player to our shows, and we talk more about him when he gets up into his match. In our format, the way things work, the oncoming bowler gets practice shots. It's different based on which seed you are, how many you get. However, the important point here is that the bowler who won the previous match does not get any more practice shots. They can go to the alternate pair if they want to stay loose. That is the higher seed's advantage, and as it should be, the player has that's won the match has just been on the lanes. And so Preston's going to take advantage of his shots here and get ready to go. Again, this is our second of 3 shows. We want to again thank Rapids Bowling Center, our host center here, for not only for their work with the show, all of our host centers who are a part of this entire project. It takes everybody to be a part of this. Without those centers, without centers like Rapids Bowling Center who truly believe in the sport, then we simply don't have these shows. So we're glad to be doing this, and we hope all of you that love bowling enjoy watching what we're doing. And even though this isn't one of our television shows, it's a live stream. It's a little bit smaller scale. It's still a chance for these bowlers to get out there and compete make some money on the weekend, doing something they love to do. We have all varieties of players in these tournaments in all different age brackets. Many weekend scratch players, some smart bowlers. I want to also remind everybody that this is practice time, so you could disregard the scores on the screen. It simply takes less time to erase frames than it does to restart an entire system and then put time up on the board for practice time. This is not a timed practice. The player coming in this match gets a set number of shots before their match starts. Once they're done with their practice, they get to make a choice on if they are going to start the match or if they want their opponent to start the match. And it does appear that Preston has completed his practice shots. Again, this is a new stream, a new video for those of you that are watching on demand. So we did this before. The person that is inputting those scores now is Tim Friends, one of our many people that help make these events go. And today's Tim's birthday. So we owe it to him for all of his work in getting these names and the scores. He's out there running a camera when he walks away, runs brackets, takes entries. Bunch of happy birthdays in the chat for Tim, even in the comments for the people that are watching on demand. I don't know if there's an emoji. If there's an emoji for that, let's get some emojis. Preston has elected to allow DJ Chapman to start this match. And Tim's back on that camera. And match number 2 getting underway. 2:45 for Jon McDowell in the first match. A score to be named later. Good start this time for DJ. 18 years old is Preston Smith from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I know in the chat we just learned that he just graduated high school. This is averages 246. I want to know, chat. I want to know. Give me some sort of a clapping hands emoji if you or if someone you know was averaging 246 at age 18. That is quite impressive. Two-handed right-hander. Appears to be throwing urethane out there. We haven't seen too much urethane on these patterns so far. Out of the gate with a spare. Pro shop for Preston Smith is the occupation. Bolden High School. I believe that's Sarah Catholic High School is what he's got there listed. Back-to-back under 18 scratch Pennsylvania State champ. And not the first bowler we've had on a bunch of our shows from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so I wonder if he's familiar with Sam DeWitt, who's made a bunch of trips here to bowl in our events. James in the chat says he knows Preston. And a good shot there. Thank you, Lila. We're going to get that updated to match 2. There it is. A lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts in these shows. We try to stay on top of everything for you. So we hope you're enjoying. We hope you're enjoying the stream. We're live. Oh. In our first show, we had players who bowled a big game. The next game, not kind of have that reaction continue quite as much, with the exception of Connor Nowak, who bowled 250, 240 in the first match. In the first show, Adam Wakely bowled a pretty good starting game and then struggled a bit in the next game. Perhaps DJ is getting something similar. Should mention that the lanes were not re-oiled before the start of show 2, nor will they be before the start of show 3. We started with fresh for show 1, and that's the condition that's down there, and it's up to the players to make the correct adjustments as they go. Players in upcoming matches can watch all these matches in front of them if they want to kind of get a sense of where players are playing. In addition to that, we should mention that when we have an event like today's that is what we call a non-house shot event, we do not post the pattern ahead of time. We provide a graph at check-in, and that's it. It's up to the players to do the rest. The onus is on them. In fact, today's pattern, we had a bit of an issue with the printer, and we got like a half a pattern printed for them, more or less. Trips of 4. A lot of Preston fans out there in the chat. Glad to have you with us. We are creeping up on 400 viewers on the stream. Getting close to that 100 like level that we're looking for there. Early lead for the 18-year-old. I think another thing that I've noticed more from younger players is most younger players are more deliberate, I think, than a lot of players before. I don't know if that's because a little bit high, still gets away with that one. I don't know if that's because that there are more things, especially with two-handers, in play, you know, because it's both hands that need to be prepared, or I don't know if it's a mental thing. I think I've definitely noticed that younger players, especially players that move on to the college ranks, take a lot more time. We don't use a shot clock in these events. When we do our television events, the players are literally told, you know, if the play is too slow, then you know we only have a certain amount of time for our shows, and not all the frames are going to be on the air. That's the player's responsibility from there. Nice double there for Chapman. Try to work his way back in this game. 26 in the second. 2 strikes up. Preston Smith, 20 in the first, with a 3-bagger working. 24-pin lead for the 18-year-old from Pittsburgh. Chance for a 3-bagger here. Can cut that lead to 14. And week 10. Spare in the 5th. early lead for Smith. I don't know if you had to ask Preston if he would tell you that he's totally comfortable with his ball reaction so far. He's had 2 shots that have wanted to go a little bit high and another one that just got the 5. So this is kind of interesting. It's still a 3-bagger, and if there is an adjustment to be made, if he can make a good one and keep this string going, he can stretch that lead out. Again, kind of the same thing. Just to me, it looks like a ball that's reading a little bit earlier than he probably wants it to. If anything, those shots, looked like they got right. I don't know if they got right quicker than he wanted, or I don't know if he's just seeing transition. Again, the lanes were not re-oiled for this squad. He's throwing urethane from further outside on the lane. There's been some more traffic, prior to his game. And how does that translate? So far, it's translated into a lead. 24 pins the difference. We are at 100 likes, everybody. I want to thank everybody for hitting that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, if you like what you're watching, it definitely helps out the channel, and also you can get those notifications for whenever we have new content, just like today, or just like the next time on July 11th that we're going to have another live stream all day. Talk more about that after this shot. This is better. Doesn't make it. So, I don't know. To me, it seems like if he gets the ball to the spot where he needs to see the friction, it wants to read it quick. If he doesn't quite get it to that spot, it almost doesn't want to see it. Yet he has the lead. So what do you do here? Do you need to take a guess? Or do you need to... Does your opponent need to make you do something before you make a change here? Our next event for summer, BTC Live at Central Lanes in Salamanca. Another non-house shot event. Central Lanes, a wood surface, an older wood surface, and a bowling center that can be tricky even on a house shot. So it's going to be interesting how all of this translates. Somebody's going to be the defending champion entering that first show there from a synthetic surface to a drastically different wood surface. A very tricky bowling center, 12-lane center, with a lot of character. Question in the chat, is this on a house shot? It is not a house shot. It's a 44-foot pattern, 3.24 to 1 ratio. Scores have been relatively medium all day today. Good shot there. I think that was a ball change. We do have a mix of shots that we use for all of the things that we do here that are Beat the Champ. We do 32 weeks of television events in addition to these live streams. Players, when they get our schedule, they are told if it's a house shot event or a non-house shot event. We do not post patterns in advance. It's on the players to show up. We provide a graph at check-in and be prepared to bring their best when they get here. And there's a nice double. And so that is how it's going to be when we get to Salamanca in about a month. Players are not going to get a pattern ahead of time, and that's going to be an interesting one. Players that show up with their best talents, their best shot making, are the ones that you're going to get to watch on these shows. And it is a mix. We have some shows that are house shots, some events that are house shots. Ooh, woof. .138 through 6. Strike up in the 7th for 18-year-old Preston Smith. DJ Chapman, 95 through 5. Strikes up in 6 and 7. 13-pin lead for Preston Smith. Chapman with a double after making the ball change. Light again on the left lane. Chance here now for Chapman. .13-pin deficit with a double up. Strike here can cut that to 3. Rips the 5 into the 7. And 3-pin deficit, and a chance to really put some heat on here. Again, this is kind of what we talked about. DJ's going to take a re-rack. Players are allowed 2 re-racks per game. The start of this match, Preston Smith got out to a lead, and sometimes if you don't love your ball reaction, it's not always the time to make a guess when you have the lead. And the tricky part about that is that when your opponent does put it together, now kind of stuck, because now a guess is a guess when he needs it. So this is a big shot in the 9th, and very nice. That's a lead change. 7 pins now in favor of DJ Chapman. These are some must strikes here. He's kind of really got to lean back and kind of just get this ball to work for him for 2 frames as best as he can. I think of the 2 lanes, I think he perhaps likes this one better because at least he knows he's going to see friction on this lane. And still, yeah, it's too much friction. And does not convert. So that's a tough 9th frame now. He can only strike out now for 215. DJ Chapman can still bowl 245. Still could force Chapman to mark. So DJ Chapman, if he were to go 9 out, give him 212. So really it's an understatement. This is a must strike here, 2nd shot in the 10th. Two good shots there. I don't know what the move was that he made. He got his ball into the pocket where he needed it. Nine on the fill. It's 2-14. Does force DJ Chapman to mark in the 10th. Winner of this match moves into our title match. Take on defending champion Connor Nowak. That's the kind of mark that you want. That is mathematical. DJ Chapman moves into our title match. Certainly a good showing for the 18-year-old Preston Smith. Expect to see him hopefully make the trip up more for these from Pittsburgh. That would be a fun match somewhere along the way on TV. A Pittsburgh duel between Preston Smith and one of our multi-champions, Sam DeWitt. That certainly would be fun. Fill ball now for DJ Chapman, possible 245. And that is what it is. 245, back-to-back games now for DJ Chapman. 214 for Preston Smith, finishes third. It's DJ Chapman moving on to face our defending champ, Connor Nowak, looking for 2 consecutive wins. And Connor Nowak comes in for his practice time. Going to give you a look at our next event here while Connor Nowak gets his practice shots. The Summer BTC Live, the second of 2 events this summer. Come up at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. That is Saturday, July 11th. 9:30 a.m. start time there in Salamanca. We're live the entire day, just like we were today. 3 Stepladder final shows there, starting at 7 p.m. We do it all over again. There is a bonus for all the players that bowl in both of our Summer BTC Live events this year. In addition to the standard prize fund, a combine score for players that bowl in both events at no additional cost. Looking forward to a bunch of extra activities when we get down to Central Lanes in Salamanca, who another one of our great hosts. And an interesting contrast in what we're going to have for ball reaction players and players that can make that adjustment on the different surfaces. We got Jon McDowell over here at the broadcast area, who is looking to put in some work as a camera person, I think, sometime in the future. He's camera person in training. Practice shots again for Connor Nowak as we get prepared for our next match. It was a 247 to 244 win for Nowak in the first show over Michael Obernesser in the championship match. If you didn't get to check that match out, go back to show 1. If you're watching us on demand, you definitely want to watch that one. That was a classic. Both players, Obernesser striking out until he split on his fill ball. Nowak striking out. They both had 247, potentially as a tie in the 10th frame. Obernesser did his job with the exception of the split, forced Nowak to get up there, and Connor did his job and got it done. He's our champion. That was a fantastic match, a great way to start off our set of shows here. So if this match is anything like that match, then all 400 plus viewers on the stream are going to want to stick around to check out who wins this one. We have more happy birthday wishes for Tim Friends. Perhaps he's getting texts as he sits there. Want to check out Tim Friends? He was on season 1 episode from Tonawanda Bowling Center. Don't know the episode number off the top of my head. Pretty sure he was actually the thumbnail of that show on YouTube. So you can find that one on our YouTube channel. I think the outfit he had on was extremely colorful, if I remember correctly. It does appear that Nowak has completed his practice time. Again, the higher seed has the choice of who starts the match. DJ Chapman makes his way back over to the championship pair. This is again, we have one more show after this. 3 shows in total today. The winner of this match is going to be the top seed on the next show. And as our Beat the Champ format suggests, once you're the champion, you stay on, only needing to win 1 game until someone knocks you off. It appears that Chris Nowak, with his choice, has chosen to start the match. And here we go, handshake. And we're underway. This is your first time watching one of our streams. If you haven't been with us all day, this is a player who is I think in today's Stashu 139 subscribed. Big thanks to all our subscribers. I want to describe Chris Nowak as a modern classic player. I don't know, does that make sense? A modern classic style? Well, those 2 words seem to not go together. I just think in today's day and age of bowling, I think that's the correct description for him. Two games so far on this show for DJ Chapman. 245, 245. Different methods of getting there. Slow start in the first game. Ball changes when they were needed. Hey, another day at the office. Chance for an opening double. Yes. Mikey says this is going to be a good one. I have to agree with that. In the first show, 2 games for Chris Nowak, 256, 244. This show, 2 games for BJ Chapman, 245, 245. So we're looking at 500 versus 490. A little bit more hook for Chris. That's a ball change, too, from his earlier match. So he's obviously following the transition that the players ahead of him have given him to work with. And if a player is going to continue to make these runs, then those are the type of adjustments they're going to need to make. Appears to be 2 different balls now, too, for Chris. Chris, I keep calling him Chris. I know, because I know a Chris Nowak. Connor. How many times have I called him Chris? We could make this a drinking game. No, that's not. I don't think I can promote. Everyone, please drink responsibly. Did I clear that up? Doug Heim says hi from Las Vegas. Hi, Doug. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you on there. Longtime Buffalo area player, very involved in the industry. It's a good name from the Buffalo area there. Former PBA player himself. Can he match the 3-bagger? Oh, I don't suggest turning off that YouTube for about the next 20 minutes. I mean, hey, we want you here for the, stay with us for the other show. However, just to prove a point here, I don't think anyone wants to walk away from this match. Caitlin says his name is Connor. I know, it's Connor. There's a lot going on here. Off his hand quick that time. Still got it. Seven shots, 7 strikes. More hook on this lane. Nice. So I'm curious now, because now chat here from Doug Heim says used to be in Erie, Pennsylvania, moved to Vegas. So perhaps this is not the Doug Heim from Buffalo on our chat. So you get to clear that up for me, Doug, because there is a Doug Heim who's a big part of the industry here and former bowler on Beat the Champ himself. Perhaps this is a second Doug Heim. Either way, we're absolutely glad you're here watching. So are DJ Chapman and Connor Nowak, because they are both perfect in this championship match so far. To even the match back up. Yes. Another re-rack here for DJ. Players allow 2 re-racks per game. Oh, the racks are super fast here. I'm not gonna jinx anything yet. The announcer jinx. for a six-bagger. Looks good. Yes, that is good. It's up to Connor Nowak to match him. Doug Heim in the chat. Never lived in New York. Okay, so we have another Doug Heim. Excellent. Glad to have you here. We have tremendous viewership for our show in Las Vegas. 6 in a row. Gets the week 10. You want action? We got action. Two different balls for Connor Nowak. And going perhaps for some tape here. It's like actually repatching a thumb. Can't quite. He's got his back turned. We can see from where we are. He's going for another patch. So I noticed him go for his hand after that shot. Show 3 coming up next. I want to remind everybody, originally scheduled for 9:30. Winner of this match is our defending champion on that show. One of these players, Connor, potentially his second consecutive win. DJ Chapman, potentially his first. Connor Nowak does something interesting that I don't see many players. He tapes in a circular fashion around the base of his thumb. I have not seen many players that do that. Usually it's up the back. Oh, doesn't quite get this one, and perhaps that's just the difference in feel from that slight adjustment that he needed to make where he didn't kind of confidently get that one off his hand just as good. And that's all it took. He did miss one of these in the first show. Didn't cost him the match. This is a good time to be covering your spares for sure. No, missed it the other way. He missed one left in the first show. I got to think that was more feel this time than anything else. It's a tough time to, it's been a long day of bowling, and you can see he's going back to retape or repatch, and players start and stop throughout the day. If you stick with the sport long enough, you're going to see it all as a player. Chapman now to capitalize. Oh, okay. That could have been a lot worse than that. String ends at 6. So there's no jinxing it now. For those of you that watched our show from Rapids Bowling Center in Season 1, we had the only 300 game that we've had since this version of Beat the Champ on this very pair of lanes, 27 and 8, by Stephen Conklin, who did bowl our event today. George Foldy, new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Again, if any of you have not been here before or have had a chance to subscribe, we absolutely want you to be able to get those notifications when we have new content. This is a live stream. Only one of the things that we do on our channel in addition to our shows. "12-pin lead for Chapman. Oof. Just high enough. So despite both players starting with the long string and breaking off, we've still got a very close match here. And because of that solid 9 for Chapman, if Connor Nowak can get the feel back on this next shot, he has a chance to post up a double and make this match just a little bit closer. "11-pin lead. DJ Chapman clean through 8. Connor Nowak with an open in the 7th. Back to the lane that he's playing with more hook. It's gonna go high. Just enough. Ball just did not get quite to the break point that he'd been getting it to. Perhaps a smidge soft. It wasn't the worst shot. Should be no trouble. So both players 6 strikes. One player with an open, the other not, and that's the difference in the match. 11 pins. Probably an absolute must strike here in the 9th. Down by 11, he's got to give himself the chance to build on that strike once it gets to the 10th. Over 500 viewers now on this stream. Glad to have you all with us. Week 10 on the left lane. And I'm going to guess that in the practice time before his match, that the reason why he made that ball change on the right lane only is because he probably started to see that week 10 on the right lane, hadn't seen it yet on the left, and it just caught him in mid-match here. And that's just, I mean, that's not unusual. I mean, you can't always make every guess and stay ahead of the transition. Okay. He does look like he's fighting the hand there too. So that is perhaps part of this. Possible 246 for Connor Nowak. He stays clean and keeps his count up. It's 248. So really nothing out of the ordinary required for Chapman to win this match. Week 10, that's just fine. Week 10 is just fine. $20 in the 10th gets him to 247. Connor Nowak is a possible 246. Make the spare. Keep up the count on the first shot in the 10th is what's required. Essentially, he's going to need the first strike in the 10th to have the chance to shut out Connor. If he does not strike on the first ball in the 10th, Connor is going to have some sort of a chance on probably the better lane. It's the lane he picked to finish on, so you have to imagine that, you know, there was intent behind that. This is the biggest shot of the game now for DJ Chapman. Nice. Gets the strike to keep his count. That's what he needed. Any sort of a spare now. Closes this one out. He's going to take his second re-rack. I think this is more to buy himself time here than anything else. And a smart move. Smart play. Oof. Wow. It's kind of a good time for that, because if that was the first shot, then Connor Nowak can win. It's not necessarily the spare you want to shoot to lock up a match. He has to make it. spare is a win mathematically. Anything less, and Connor has a chance. That's covered nicely. DJ Chapman is your winner. New champion, Summer BTC Live, Connor Nowak. It's a 1 week or 1 show win for Connor. DJ Chapman advances on. He's going to be our top seed for show 3. 247. You know, perhaps DJ just tried to get 7 on that second shot so he could just get back to another 245, because that's all he's bowled so far in this show. And hey, you're going to win a lot. 240, 240, 240. Connor finishes up. I'm sure that we're going to be watching Connor Nowak on more of these shows. Again, hey, both 2 collegiate players in this match. Strength of the college program. No, it's no secret to anybody that's out there watching this show. Possible 235. Closes it out with 8. 233. DJ Chapman takes the title. He's going to advance on to our next show. And that is show 3. The Stepladder finals are going to be next. We're going to have a short break here. Players are going to practice. I'll give you the rundown on the next players on the next show. We've got, in the first match, CJ Buttery and Mike Hulbert. Winner takes on Mike Zarcone. Winner is going to take on defending champion DJ Chapman. Short break while we have some practice for the players. We're going to end this stream. For those of you watching, the stream is going to automatically direct you to the next show, so nothing that you need to do. Keep us up and running on your smart TV, on your mobile phone, wherever you're watching. We'll be back with you for another show in about 15 minutes here on Storm Beat the Champ, presented by Bowlers Mart. This is Summer BTC Live. DJ Chapman takes the title.